great story.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 22nd Annual Garden State Film Festival. We are at the Sheridan Universe Podcast Lounge in the Berkeley Hotel in the beautiful city of Asbury Park. My name is Ming Chen.
CJ Cullen.
And I'm here with the cast, crew, creators, and amazing minds behind Almost Room for One More screening here at the Berkeley Hotel at 12:15. In a mere hour and 15 minutes, it will be here. So you have time to get down here and screen this amazing short. Please introduce yourselves. I'll start over here.
My name's Jeremy Voras. I am one of the actors in the movie, I guess you could say. But me and my wife Tiffany, we host the dogs in the movie.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, yeah.
I'm Tiffane Voras. I am the fur mom, I guess.
Yeah.
We are the fur parents
Parents, wranglers.
of the stars of the little feature film.
Amazing.
Yep.
My name is Karen Anderson. I am Friends of the Fur Parents and help with creativity and production.
Amazing.
I'm Amir Dalavi. I'm the producer of the movie.
Amazing.
Yeah, and our director and editor couldn't make it today. They are actually showing their movies right now in the high school.
The high school block.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Okay, fantastic. And I read the synopsis. Tell everybody what this amazing short is about.
I think for the most part, we've been friends with Karen and Amr for a while, and they had always been with us when we adopted. We have 9 dogs, and all rescues. Almost all of them were medical cases,
Yeah.
and even they ended up adopting some medical dogs in the process. But they were just always talking to us. They're like, we both work. We're just regular people.
Yeah.
We work full time. Like, how do you take care of these animals? And it started out with 2 and then 3, and it just kind of. And I think the main purpose of what he wanted to show and what him and Karen were talking was like, you're just regular people and you can do a lot.
Right.
And it doesn't really have to change your life that much. I mean, it's made our lives better, but it's definitely just been. It's been nothing but great. And each dog that comes in to play in our house has just brought so much. So I think the main reason we just wanted to show that you too can be you can foster, adopt, and just it would just only enrich your life.
Yeah, and did I read these are all special needs dogs? They have some
Yes.
kind of special need.
Yeah, the big joke with our friends is we have 9 dogs and 20 legs and 6 eyes.
Okay, well,
They might not have all their legs, but I think that the big question by anybody that meets us is how do you do this? Most people are like, I have 1 dog and I can't manage it.
Right.
We have 9, and I think it just becomes a routine for all of us, and everybody knows where their place is. And I think that was the big draw, for Amr. He's like, how do you do this? And I said, well, it just, and they come to the house and they've been there at chow time and they just see everybody goes to their spots.
yeah.
I think that was like the initial draw.
Absolutely, yes.
So.
No, so when you hear the story out for the first time, you always think about you look at the particular dog and say you feel sad about the dog, but that's on when you see somebody on Instagram, right? For the first time when we saw Jeremy and Tiffany adopting someone, we're like, oh, that poor dog, went through this, but then you go to their house and they're having the ball of a time. You cannot relate the two. So that was for us to tell that story that. Whatever the past might be for that particular animal, but now they're living a full, rich life.
Right.
There are not, when you look at them with Jeremy and Tiffany, they are not special. They're just another dog,
Right.
which makes them special. But that's
Yeah,
what,
they just
what
want to
we-
be happy,
Yeah,
run
exactly.
around,
So
get fed,
yeah,
and
all the things.
grab a treat here and there,
Yeah,
and just spread the love.
Yeah,
I have a dog, and
Dogs are awesome.
they are, yeah.
Yeah.
I had always wanted one. I was like, our space. You always make excuses. Right? Our place isn't that
Right.
big. I'm not home enough, and and then usually one kind of hops in your lap. Sometimes literally.
Yeah.
Which is what happened to me. Real quick, there was a house in Howell, not too far from here. They found 300 dogs in this house a couple years ago.
Wow.
Wow.
And so, you know, they
Geez, that
needed
one-
homes for all of them. My friend adopted one. Turns out it was pregnant, so he had 2 dogs that turned into 7. And shout out to Mike Zapsik. And he was like, "Dude, please take one of these dogs from me."
Yeah, nice.
And again, I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And of course, you know, I brought the kids over to the house. And after that, it's over. You're walking
Yeah.
away with a dog, which is what we did. And now I can't imagine my life without the dogs.
Yeah.
I love dogs. I can't have one where I live. They don't allow them.
Wow.
That should
You
be a
can always come to
crime.
our house.
Yeah, exactly.
My brother and sister have a dog, so my brother and sister's family have dogs. I'm there all the time watching them.
Wow.
I love dogs.
Oh, wow.
Grew up with
Yeah.
dogs.
So it's just your first time shooting animals.
First time ever making a movie.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow,
We-
you went right into it.
No,
So-
so the whole story is about how we're volunteers. Karen and I have been volunteering at the Garden State Film Festival for years now.
Yeah.
6 or 7
And
years.
the idea was churning in my head, and
Okay.
I always told Karen that we should make a movie. We should make a movie about Jeremy and Tiffane. So my original idea was that we'll shoot the breakfast scene, and it will be called Breakfast at Tiffany's and Jeremy's. So that was the original concept that we would do, and just show them how it's a normal
day in the
day.
life.
Right.
Yeah. But then I met the directors and the editor and the beautiful, beautiful family, brother, sister. Father is basically is managed all the transportation and all the logistics.
So Brianna and Brendan Pares,
Brianna and Brendan
high school
Pares.
students,
Yeah.
met them last year.
Just
and-
amazing kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
amazing
Amazing
talent.
kids.
Amazing,
Amazing talent.
yeah. So through them, we basically started working on this project, and we said, let's do this together. It was the right time, and it just organically happened.
How long did the filming take place? The filming part.
The filming part was actually a weekend.
Okay, 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. But the pre-production, the conversations of exactly what we want to bring out in the movie, keep it a 10-minute short, documentary short.
Yeah.
We didn't want it to go ahead because the subject is so vast. One of the things what we have not covered, we just touched upon, is the rescue, the special needs animal rescue up in Brewster, New York.
Brewster,
Yep.
New York.
The-
SNAR.
the-
SNARR.
Yeah, special needs animal rescue and rehabilitation was really what kind of helped us get started
Yeah.
in it. But
Was our gateway.
it was our
gateway.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
we had other dogs that weren't necessarily special needs, but I think they were, his 2 rescues had like
mange
skin,
and skin issues.
and my dog had congenital heart issues. And then, it just came up that there was a dog that was hit by a car as a puppy and had 2 legs
On one side.
On
on
one
one
side.
side of her body that was ready to be adopted after all her intensive medical care. And one day he said, "What do you think about getting another dog?" We already had 3 at that time.
Right, and you're like, "Hey, we're good."
And I was
we're
like-
good. It's like ask it.
I was like, okay,
Easy
I don't think I've ever said no. I think I've always been like, sure, why not? What's one? I'm like, what's one more?
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
just, okay, it's fine.
or 4 more, or 9 more.
9 more, yeah.
And
Is
I
there
think
room for
because we're
more?
both nurses,
There's always room for
Yeah.
more.
Hence the
Yeah.
title of the short.
Yeah.
Well, and I was telling Amr, I said, my mentality with all of this was, I was just like you, and I was like, I have always lived places. Like growing up, I always had a dog, and then I went into the military,
Yeah.
and you couldn't take a dog with
Right.
you. And then it just became part of my life where when I left the military, I lived in places where I couldn't have dogs, and it just didn't seem that foreign to me until I came to a spot where I had a dog, and I was like, how was I not coming back to this?
Yeah.
Because this is really making me so happy. And, when I met Tiffany and she had her dog, it was just like this common interest.
Right.
But that one dog that was, involved with SNAR, her name's Elle, the 2-legged dog. I mean, it literally started with like an Instagram post for
Yeah.
sponsorship. We helped sponsor her. But I was so taken back about how united the community was like, hey, let's let you know what's happening with this dog.
Yeah.
Let's give you updates. They're having surgery. This is where your money's going.
Right.
And I was like, man, this is more. I mean, we work in healthcare, and I was like, this is more informative than what we do with.
Yeah, with the, like,
I was so
humans,
blown
actual
away.
humans.
Yeah.
And I
Those
was,
human
I
people.
was like, that one part of healthcare that we always talk about that we miss is like, we play a role, and then we always wonder what happens to the patient down the
Yeah.
line.
Right.
And here you have these dog rescues, and they're doing it, and they're doing it better than we are. And I was like, this is amazing. We got to get behind this. And then once we got through that first one, it was just another one. And
Yeah.
it really, we had a friend once that said, once you have 2 dogs, there's literally no difference. You know, it's like 2, 3, 5. It hasn't changed.
All right,
for
unlike
us.
kids, like you notice the difference,
Right.
but dogs.
Right. But I think the caveat of it all was, because we are both healthcare professionals and nurses, it was, the dog had to have a medical need.
Yeah.
And the dogs that we rescued or had taken in were dogs that weren't necessarily the ones that people would say, oh, that's a cute puppy, I'm
Yeah,
going to take it home.
right.
Or, and some of them were senior dogs
Yeah.
that we had, rehomed as well. And, especially during the pandemic, like people were getting dogs, but they were getting more of like the designer dogs, right? And, we were just, I think we had a friend that said, you guys are like the land of misfit dogs, but it was, and it was just, one more, like what's one more, and really that's what it's become.
Yeah.
Are these dogs going to be stars now on the big screen?
They already are. They already are.
They already are,
They
yeah.
all have their own Instagram.
Yes, yes, they have
yeah,
their own
yeah.
Instagram as a pack, and then the ones that were like so. The foster parents had always said, we would like to keep in touch.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that was, we still keep in touch with a lot of the fosters and rescues. And, they said, hey, can you make an Instagram page for the dogs
Yeah.
that we could follow?
Yeah.
And it does. I mean, that's how we kind of keep
Oh,
in
that's
touch.
cool.
And they
What's the
see-
Instagram?
It's called Mixed Bag of Mutts.
Yeah.
Mixed
Big-
bag.
So there's, Mixed Bag of Mutts. And then there's Lucky 11.
Okay.
And then there is Sunny Day Shay and the Dude Goose. So some of them have their own, and some of them have, and most of them are just like collectively in a mixed bag of mutts. So
Awesome.
It's amazing. What's the biggest challenge of shooting 9 dogs over a weekend?
The biggest challenge, I think, our director and the whole family made it very easy. We had our entire crew come in. I think just the planning of it, and it's you'll see the movie. There is chaos, and
Okay.
what we wanted to capture.
but
So
it's organized.
it's
chaos.
organized chaos, right? So
I think to be fair
Yeah.
to the tedious work of editing,
Editing, yeah.
because the editor is
okay.
not here.
Yeah.
Okay, big shout. Who's your editor? Let's give him a shout
Brendan.
out.
Brendan
Pares,
Pares, yeah.
Pares, yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So much editing went in just from the concept and stuff. So we talked about 2 days of shooting. We
Yeah.
actually finished the majority of the shoot on the first day, but then he had a vision.
Okay, I need these shots.
Yeah,
Okay, I need these other shots. I need this, I need
he
this.
had a vision. He needed to come in and take a shot with his drone of the sunrise.
Right.
Well, they wanted to
Yeah.
see us. They wanted to see like from the very beginning of the day.
Yeah.
So that required, being there at the crack of dawn,
Dawn.
and before the sun
Yeah,
came
yeah,
up,
yeah.
to see what actually happens in our home when we first wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was definitely. I mean, and we did. They did it. And
Yeah,
it
they
was,
did it,
It
yeah.
was really a lot of fun.
I have to say, I've never done anything like this.
Yeah.
And I don't think, outside of just maybe like a minor interview for our company, but Brennan and Brianna, they made it so painless.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
and I was just amazed. I was like, I can't believe these teenagers are
Yeah.
literally just telling me how to do this so effortlessly.
Yeah, they are.
But they guided us through it, and what I thought was going to be a several day thing, they did it in hours. And
Yeah.
it was like I really felt like
Professionals, man.
professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh, for
you know,
sure.
and they had such a comedic feel to them. You
Yeah.
know, really just like they had us laughing through it, just really put us at ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even their dad was there. He
Yeah,
was just
he
like,
was amazing,
You know,
yeah.
it was such a just organic, comforting environment. I just felt so at home.
Yeah.
It really didn't feel like any kind of pressure at all. And never felt like I didn't know what was going on. I really felt like it really worked out well for everybody.
So cool.
Yeah.
So,
It's awesome. Can you name all 9 dogs?
oh yeah. So we have Sophie, Bandit, Elle, Kimmy, Sailor, Shay, Goose, Yoshi, and Boss Baby Whiskey.
Boss Baby Whiskey.
Probably whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Boss Baby Whiskey.
So Boss Baby Whiskey was a really horrible medical case. The rescue that we worked with got him. A backyard breeder had brought him in. It's like, my dog isn't walking, and then the vet immediately figured out that the dog had been horribly abused. So he had a congenital deformity in his spine. He couldn't walk from birth.
Yeah.
So they tried to kill the dog, and when they were unsuccessful, they brought it to the vet. So he had to have his leg amputated. They had his spine repaired. So we took him at like 5 months old. About that. But we quickly learned that he will literally run everybody in the pack. If they're doing something, he will get right.
Oh, he's
like,
the leader.
Verbally.
He's the
Yeah.
Okay, he's the leader.
very,
He's
very
like 10
assertive.
pounds.
Yeah, he might be 10 pounds now.
Right, might as well be 100 or 1,000.
I was just
yeah.
like, I can't believe there's so much fight in this little dog. And now he's gotten to the point where we have him swimming, and
Yeah.
he's starting to tripod. So this was a dog that was basically
He couldn't even lift his head.
Yeah.
They essentially, it's like he's a lame dog.
Right.
He doesn't ambulate or move at all. And weekly, he does go to swim therapy. He does do, we have positions in physical therapy that we do with him at home. And he has been able to kind of move a little bit more. He's starting to stand. So the goal is to be able to get him at least upright, maybe with an assistive device. But I mean, we are fortunate that we live in an area that we have access to these specialty vets, and
very,
we have,
very lucky.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
these providers that cater to physical therapy
Right.
and swim therapy. So
I mean, the assets that has been a huge help, because when we first got involved with our one dog getting sick, we learned very quickly we were literally sandwiched between like a major vet institution and a major outpatient
Yeah.
vet. And we were kind enough that one of the actual specialists that we saw was like, "You're new to this, let me walk you through
Right,
it."
yeah.
And I was
Let's
like,
help you.
and it was incredible. And then when they realized that we had this many dogs, they're like, "Well, we're just going to treat you like a rescue."
Okay,
so,
yeah.
so that helped out too.
Okay,
you know?
that's-
And I was like, the people. I feel like growing up my whole life, I was always told, like, if you are at least trying, there will be someone there to help you.
Right.
And I feel like you get that so much in the rescue community.
Yeah.
Because it's like, here, you trying to take care of this dog? Let me help you.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
And
we've
I-
done this before. Yeah, here's.
I
yeah.
think it's important to note that what the movie really highlights is that even though that the dogs, are different from your normal dog, that they do have a lot of capabilities. And it's okay to have a dog that's not perfect. It's
Right.
okay to be a person that's not perfect. There's a lot of underlying themes that in 10 minutes that you can pick up on, and how important it is that we take care of one another.
Yeah.
Will
amazing.
we revisit this at a certain point, maybe?
we
Say
would
that
love
again?
to. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, there was so much that it was hard to edit out
Yeah.
certain things,
Yes.
right? And I feel like when you get to the end of it, you're like, oh, I want to know more. Like, I want to know, we would like to know the story of each dog,
Yes.
and that's, we always get asked that all the time.
Yeah, we didn't want to make it too sad,
Right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't. We wanted
Yeah.
to be on
And-
a positive.
Right.
and leaving people wanting to know more. But
Yeah.
So hopefully the next venture would be to focus more on the rescue.
When there's
itself.
29 dogs.
Right.
When we have even more.
sure.
But that's the beauty of it, is that they don't see their disability, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
the beauty of, what the story is about, right? They don't see that there's something wrong. Like one of our dogs was attacked by another dog. She had a maxillectomy, so essentially she's missing part of her face. Which
she has no
This
upper-
is this one here.
Oh,
On
these
the-
are the
Yeah,
dogs.
all the dogs, all the
Yeah.
dogs.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing. Okay.
She doesn't have her
That's a-
top jaw.
Do you have all 9 on there?
I think,
You're
yeah, there's all
Amazing.
9.
Okay. Well done,
And-
sir. Well done.
Yeah.
That's
So,
so cool.
I mean, she doesn't see that. She
Yeah.
doesn't see there's something wrong with my face.
Right.
She's been known to get into the car of Amazon drivers.
she loves to ride at the UPS truck.
Okay. Okay.
And people will be like, oh, but she doesn't, they don't see that.
Yeah.
They don't say, oh, I have 3 legs. There's something wrong with me.
Right.
They just want to be a part of your life.
And the other dogs don't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and they don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
When we first got the 2-legged dog, her name's Elle, and we brought her home. We lived in an area of Pennsylvania that there is a very active trail, there's runners, bikers,
Yep.
everything. And we were living in an apartment complex, and we were very nervous about taking her out because she's very fast. Like if she got away, we were like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to catch
even
her.
on 2 legs.
Yeah.
She's one of the fastest.
And she's just so inquisitive. And
Yeah.
we were like, all right, let's just take her out on the trail. And I'll just never forget, because that's a really great community out in that area. It's in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And we were out on the trail maybe, 30 seconds. Yeah. And a whole group of cyclists came by. And the guy who was leading, he slammed on the brakes. And he was like, and we were like, oh, it was like, what happened, And he got, and all those riders stopped, and he turned around, and he was like, hey, does that dog have 2 legs?
Because
Why-
we forget.
We were like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he turned around to the other riders, and he was like, that is a testament to life.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, you should look at that.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
like, no, let's go.
Yeah,
And
you
I was
guys
like,
have
I don't even know.
There's no excuse for
It was
anything now.
amazing. I was
Yeah.
just like,
No.
but everywhere we go, people are like, how do you even take care of a dog with 2 legs?
Yeah.
But we forget that she has 2 legs. We just think, oh, that's our dog.
Yeah.
Even when we brought her to Asbury Park and she was walking around, people were like taking like a double take.
Yeah.
That, oh my gosh, how is that possible? And it is.
But I just feel like people are always like, I never thought you could even do that. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, and
So it's inspiring.
It is.
Yeah. It's
because
inspiring.
I feel like it just opens their eyes to what's going on. And
Yeah.
it's just like, I remember when we first thought about adopting a dog, the rescue was like, this dog has 2 legs.
Like,
And she's
okay.
fast. And I was
I
like,
see
okay.
that.
I said, so we went online and I did some research. And there was actually one guy in America who has 3 2-legged dogs.
Yeah.
Wow.
The one dog only has legs in the front, the one dog only has legs in the back, and the one dog has legs on both sides.
Yeah.
And it was hysterical because when I actually looked him up, he lived about 6 miles from us.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And he speaks. He's a college professor, and
Yeah.
he speaks about adopting dogs with disabilities
Right.
all the time. And all of his dogs they're all emotional support dogs at hospitals in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing. And I said, how did you do all this? What do you do? And he's like, you just let them be a dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what you do, And I was floored. So literally, he's one
Now
house
he's like
behind. He lives
he's
one
like a
house behind
block
us
Yeah.
now.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we moved.
So the one
Wow.
guy that gave
Wow.
you the most insight
Yep.
is in our neighborhood.
It's your neighbor.
It's just like-
That's amazing.
So just having that resource
Yeah.
was amazing as well.
That's awesome.
And all the dogs get along really well.
Yeah.
They do, and it's funny, like because they've all come in at different times, we've learned how to introduce like the next dog.
Yeah.
The first time it was a little more mayhem than usual, but now because we have such a connection with the rescues or the fosters, we do ask, like, can you send a blanket that smells like
Yeah.
this dog? So at least that they know, there's something coming.
Right.
I know my
There's
sister's dog
something
hates
new.
every dog.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
You got to ease them into
sometimes.
it.
Yeah.
Ease them
but
into it.
But I think they're also intuitive to like if there is somebody that needs a little bit more attention, they're not as rough with that dog.
Yeah.
But they get along very well. Like I can't even. It amazes me sometimes. I'm like, they didn't come at the same time.
Yeah.
But they mix so well together.
And it's just all different stages. I mean, we've had puppies, we've had adults, we've had, emotionally abused dogs, physically abused dogs, just dogs, like just straight trauma. Like
Yeah.
the one dog just happened to get out and got hit by a car, and then they were like, oh, we can't take care of this dog. So, I mean, it's like all walks. And our one dog that was paralyzed in the back, like she's starting to walk
She's
again
starting to
now.
walk.
And, so it's just like I feel like the possibilities are endless whenever you have these types of
Yeah.
stories. And I feel like the message we really want to just say is like, adopting a dog is just an incredible act to begin with, but you should never bypass something that don't think that because you have a 3-legged dog it's not going to work
Right.
out, or people think because you have to go to a vet you have to pay cash out of
Yeah.
pocket, it's so expensive, and it's not. It all
Right.
works. I mean, we're not by any means like lottery winners or anything. Like, we're just regular people,
Right.
and we just always find a way to make it work. And I just think it's just. I mean, it's so much fun for us. I wish everybody would have as much fun as we have.
Yeah, me too. It is a lot of fun.
I'm sure that comes across in the short and the documentary. So.
Yeah, I mean,
When we go for ice cream.
Yeah.
They do get to go for ice cream.
Yeah, real quick, you said you guys were volunteers for many years here.
Yeah.
Now you have film in the festival. What does that feel like?
Oh, amazing. Yeah. The fact that the community over here, we've always, felt part of it. Always felt talking to directors and stuff. And but that was the inspiration for us
Yeah.
to even do it. Yeah. So hopefully this is the first one. And
Ready to do another one
Yeah,
soon?
first
Yeah,
of
do
many.
another one
Yeah,
soon, maybe
yeah.
work
Once you
with-
get in, you don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Like I want to be here
I-
every
I
year.
highly
with
recommend
with
volunteering.
with the film
Yeah.
and volunteering.
fun.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
And maybe working with somebody else, some student projects.
Yep.
Again, who
Helping them out.
inspiring kids. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. That's
So, yeah.
awesome.
In a little while.
Yeah, so screening about 45 minutes here at the Berkeley.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
always room for one more. Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
great luck
you.
with the screening. And
Thank you.
yeah, can't wait. 12:15, Berkeley Hotel today.
Yes.
Yes.
Today.
Yay.
Come on down if you're watching this. It sounds amazing. So well done, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank
you.
you. Thank
And
you very much.
we'll be here all day. Films have started, everybody, but you have 2 days to get down here and catch amazing shorts, films, documentaries, music videos, concepts, everything here. gsff.org for tickets and info. Follow at Garden State Film Festival. And and we'll be here all day. So get down. It's raining out. You don't.
You gotta come in and see
Movie
a
day.
movie.
Yeah,
movie-
exactly.
movie.
Come and see a
Great
movie.
day
It's
to
the
watch
best
a
day.
Movie
yeah.
day. You can literally sit here all day and watch films and hang out with cool filmmakers.
If we weren't here in the studio, we'd be watching films.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
For
we'd be
sure.
in a dark theater. Watching amazing shorts and movies
Or on
and
the couch
pilots.
with
and
9 dogs.
That's
Or on the
right.
couch with 9 dogs, for sure. Amazing. So thank you guys so much.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
watching. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll see you soon.